Hello everyone, it's me, SlayerCoon here. What's up, gamers and skaters? Yes, we're gonna be playing some Tony Hawk today. More specifically, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, which is one of the two games included in the upcoming remaster. Looking forward to that. Obviously, I grew up with this game as a little kid. It's one of the first games I ever recall playing, and suffice to say, it had a big impact on me. The unfortunate thing about this stream is that this game contains one of the greatest licensed soundtracks ever, and since I don't want to get a copyright strike, I'm going to have to play my own music over it. So hopefully that's not a problem. Of course, before I do such a thing, I'd recommend that you check out said music, which is off of my sophomore album, World of Darkness. Hopefully I might do a review of THPS2. I think that might be my next review. But nonetheless, I'm going to start playing my own music in the background, so let's play this very lightly. Alright. So, how's the stream? Is everything fine so far? On my end, it says that it's... I don't know. Can you see the game? Alright. Excuse me for a second, I gotta get the game on the screen. Alright, now this should work. Let me know if you can see the game, guys. I'm sorry about the buffering. I think that's my internet. There we go. Oh crap, my fucking emulator crashed. Alright. Sorry about the troubles I'm having right now. Hopefully this doesn't turn out like my I don't know. Let's see. Okay, why is the screen not appearing? Let's try this again. Okay, I'm trying to get the game properly aligned on the screen. It keeps crashing whenever I exit out of it, which I need to... And by the way, yes, this is my own music. Crap, come on. I'm trying to get it aligned on screen, but it won't stop crashing whenever I exit it. Give me a second. I got an idea. I'm going to play this in windowed mode, so therefore I can control it at will. That should solve the issue, and hopefully you'll be able to see it. There we go. There we go. Alright, now you should be able to see the game. Alright, are we back? The unfortunate thing about this is I think everyone's leaving me now. Alright. Is everyone here? I'm sorry about all that. I'd like at least for, you know, some people to watch this stream, because the sad fact of the matter is if no one's watching it, then I end the stream because it makes it pointless. Alright, so for those who are still here, we are going to start playing we're gonna start playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. I apologize for all the issues. And oh my god. For some reason the menu is glitching out. Like, why is it doing this? It should go like one whatever. Alright, but we're gonna start now. Alright, so this is my skater. It looks nothing like me in real life, but that's all I could get out of the customization in this game. Man, the chat is fucking just dead right now. But yes, we have to collect letters for Tony Hawk. I can barely hear myself over this. There we go. Alright. And I'm not playing very well. Great. I shouldn't pay attention to the chat right now because no one's talking. I'm pretty certain everyone already left. That's not a good sign whenever I do that, but my audience is dead, so, you know. Someone says do a dark slide. Alright. Do 2 of them. Alright, and it appears as if though the chat has returned. That's good. Ah, why can't I align myself up with the helicopter blades? There we go. Okay, that was weird. Ah, shit, I wanted to get the secret tape, but I bailed. Let's see if I can get it through a manual. No, I couldn't. Well, I'm glad that, y'all think my music is great. And here's the song that we heard, in the intro. It's a song called Victim of War. Am I playing on Switch? This game isn't on Nintendo Switch. This is, being played through an emulator. It's weird, I don't remember the... Whatever, I don't know. My emulator seems to be creating a couple problems with this game, like scrolling through menus is... I didn't mean to retry, but like, scrolling through menus is like glitched on the emulated version. Pilot Wings. Not to be confused with the video game series Pilot Wings. Ah yes, but let's get that VHS tape. I wonder if they'll replace the VHS tapes with DVDs or something in the remaster. There we go. Alright, what the fuck? I did not mean to pause the game right there. Alright, so it seems like we've got almost everything. We need to get the barrels. I need to get the last set of barrels. I think they're up... You see, I can't even remember, man. Crap. Whatever, fuck them barrels. I'm gonna spend some cash. Let me turn down the music a little bit. There we go. I do not like my current trick list, so I'm gonna go edit it. Again, you have to buy tricks. So you have to pay like $500 just to do a different kind of trick. It depends on like the kind of trick. You know, special tricks will cost upwards of like, I don't know, like $1,500. I think later down the line, they just make it to where you could just edit your tricks for free. GameCube Plus says this game needs an HD remaster or something. Well, there is something like that coming later this year. Something called Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2. The name is self-explanatory. It's HD remasters of Tony Hawk 1 and 2. Technically, they already had something like that called Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD, which had a collection of different levels from the first two games, but it was not very good. Most Tony Hawk fans seem to hate that game. You know, I'm gonna be honest though, I do not like the controls in this game. Like, they feel really dated in comparison to stuff like Tony Hawk Underground and whatnot. Which is my personal favorite Tony Hawk game. Wait, did we get all the barrels or not? Can't remember that. Yep, I think we got everything. Gonna turn my music up a little bit. Hello, Red Rocket Gaming. Glad to see some more people in this chat. God, I'm gonna have to... Someone's spamming the chat, so I'm gonna have to put them in timeout. There we go. Have I ever played Persona 5? No, I haven't. You know, I personally think that this might just be the best Tony Hawk... What the fuck? What the fuck just happened? I did not mean to... Okay, as I was saying, I personally think this is the best Tony Hawk level in, like, the entire series. Not the only one who thinks that. I remember as a kid, when I played this game, I used to hang out here a lot. Because the school level is quite cool. You can't say that school is cool in real life, but I don't think anyone's in school right now. And not only just because it is summer. Bleak Artist asks me what I think of Nickelback. I think they get a little bit too much hate. Like, they're not as bad as everyone says they are. Right now, I'm just trying to get a high score. Next thing, I'll try getting the skate letters. Oh, shit. Now, if any of y'all have never played the old school Tony Hawk games, I have a couple of Tony Hawk games that I would recommend to you if you have the systems that can play it. Like, one, I'd recommend Pro Skater 2 and 3. I would recommend Underground and maybe Underground 2. Maybe American Wasteland, but the games after that kind of went downhill. They were never as good after Underground came out. And we're gonna land face first on the concrete. If that happened to you in real life, you would probably be put in a coma. What the fuck? Like, I think my controller keeps accidentally registering the pause button or something. I literally keep doing that, and I don't know how I'm doing that. Alright, but let's try getting all the skate letters now. I'm gonna try keeping my fingers as far away from the pause button as I possibly can. Paper Gamer 2004 asks, what are my thoughts on Reddit humor? I wouldn't know because I don't check out Reddit that often. I think there's a secret in this game if you like grind 3 different rails or something. I would show you that, but I'd prefer to just move on to the... How many goals have I completed for this level? Oh, I've only completed half of this. Man, You see, I'm just not focusing very well. But take my word, I'm normally not this bad at this game. Now it's time to grind the so-called roll call rails. I'm gonna avoid this one goal where you have to wall ride the bells, because this one's kind of tedious. Again, you don't have to complete every goal just to move on. Now, from what I've heard, I think certain parts of this map are, based off of locations in, San Diego. Like, there's a real-life school in San Diego that looks a lot like this one. Of course, since it's been 20 years since this game came out, this school has gone through many different changes. So it's not exactly accurate nowadays. And there we go. So anyways, guys, what do you think of my music? My music that is currently playing in the background. I'd like to have some, you know, feedback on that, because not a lot of people listen to it. One person says it sounds evil. Okay, then. I think I'm just gonna end this run and go spend some more cash. Again, the upgrading system in this game is kind of tedious, because you have to continuously exit in and out of menus just to do it. In the later games, it was kind of like an RPG system. Like, if you did a certain kind of trick, get a certain amount of points, your stats would go up. But in this game, you have to spend money on it. And people say capitalism is a fair system. There we go. Well, I'm almost broke now, but at least my skating will be better. Ah yes, this song here is called In the Dark Castle. I really like this one. I'm really proud of it. It's got a nice kind of Castlevania kind of vibe to it. Like, it would fit really well in a Castlevania game. Again, my music tends to be inspired by video games such as Castlevania and Undertale and Doom and whatnot. Here we are in Marseille, France, and yes, that's how it's pronounced, not Marcel, it's Marseille. In fact, I'm pretty certain there's a French person in the chat. Someone told me that. So, they would know that. I'd really love to go to France one day. Now, Marseille is on the Mediterranean coast of France, which I think is great. People always love to talk about Paris, but, Marseille's pretty nice. In fact, I'm certain it's the second largest city in France, but it gets overlooked in favor of Paris. There we go. There we go. So I'm glad to see that there are people who actually enjoy my music. I made 2 whole albums worth of it, but it didn't do that well and people tended to ignore it. But the thing is, I've always wanted to make music, regardless of whether or not it gets popular. Or at least, you know, release it, make full-length album. And I'm glad that I've finally gotten to do that. Twice, actually. The thing is, I would make a 3rd one, but there's so little demand for that. Like, when I released World of Darkness onto Bandcamp, hardly anyone was listening. Every time I posted something about World of Darkness, everyone was just snoring, you know? They didn't give 2 fucks about it. And that kind of saddens me, because out of the 2 albums that I've made so far, it's my favorite. And it is the album that I am currently playing in the background right now. Nonetheless, I have a link to my Bandcamp on my channel. You can click on that and listen to my music there. What controller am I using? I'm using a PS4 controller. Oh my god. I literally just fucking accidentally restarted the competition because my controller's messing up. I am not intending to do that. Like, my controller is literally just accidentally pausing itself and restarting the game. I do not know what is going on. I think it's haunted or something. So I'm gonna have to spend an extra 3-4 minutes on this because of that mistake. Shit. Truth is, I've kind of worn out this PS4 controller. Like, it's a bit damaged, I think, because I once threw it on the ground. Because I was getting mad during the middle of a game. I've learned from that incident, though, you shouldn't do that, because you can break a controller and have to spend $60 on a new one. Which I think is unfair. That's as much as a new game would cost. Alright, we're gonna move on to the next heat, or round. I don't know why they call them heats. I don't know why, but something smells like weed. I think it's my breath or something. Or maybe someone out in my apartment complex is smoking weed. Ah, yes. New York City. I'm gonna upgrade my stats again before we go to New York. You know, if there's one thing I don't understand, because someone's pointing this out in the comment section, it's parents that break their kids' consoles for misbehaving, you know? I never had anyone do that to me because my parents were nice, but I've seen some people who are just straight up abusive, and the kid's caught, like, cussing in school, and then they destroy their Xbox, which I think is shitty because it's a waste of money. Take it away from them, but don't break it. GameCube controller asks me if I've ever played Pro Skater 5. I have not, thankfully, but I have heard that that game is one of the worst, which it probably is. I mean, it wouldn't get reviews as negative as it had for no reason. In my opinion, like, the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater series has been pumping out mediocrity or utter shite ever since American Wasteland. In general, I think the quality started going downhill after the first Underground game, which is the best Tony Hawk game in my opinion, but it seems like that game was so good that they could never, you know, live up to the greatness, and I just narrowly avoid restarting the game again. You know, the thing about me is, and this pertains to Pro Skater 5 and whatnot, I do not go out of my way to pay for shitty games. I know some gamers do that, you know, the YouTube game reviewers who, like, have thousands of games in their collection, but I don't. You see, I gotta spend my money on stuff like groceries and occasionally helping my parents out with the bills. So, I don't go out of my way to play shitty games. If I had to play Pro Skater 5, I would get it for really cheap. But best of all, I just recommend not playing it in general. I don't think ollieing a hydrant would make it explode. I used to hate this goal when I was a kid, because you have to be dead on with your jumps to hit the hydrant. Like, look at that! I fucking missed it even though I was dead on. Finally. Now, the Tony Hawk games later on down the line had a tendency to include levels from previous games in them. Like, Underground 1 and 2 had levels from Pro Skater 1 and 2, and even 3 included in them as bonuses. Underground 2 had an entire classic mode which featured classic levels in them. But what I don't understand is why they never remade this one. I think this was, when I was a kid, my favorite level. Great, I just fucking restarted the... whatever. Well, it's time to go collect some subway tokens. Why do these tokens look like... I don't know, they look like donuts. They don't look like tokens. Like, look at them. And some of them can be a bitch to collect. Like, I guess my ollieing height isn't good enough. Like... people commonly consider this the best Tony Hawk game, but I have to disagree with that. Because of shit like this, you know? Having to exit out of the menu just to upgrade and... hit detection shit like this. I'm hoping the remaster fixes stuff like that. You know, makes it easier. There we go. Now for the last token. There it is. Above that rock. What do you think my next review is going to be? I'll show you at the end of this stream. Like, I have a review that's coming up tomorrow. You can go check out my channel update section, whatever it's called. Community posts, that's what they're called. I made a community post and a Discord post about it. It's going to be a GTA review. Expect to see that tomorrow at 5. Yes, GameCube Plus, GTA Advance, the most obscure game in the entire series. That's gonna be my next review. I have a lot of interesting things to say about it, because, well, it's a GBA GTA. GBA, GTA, GTA, GBA. What the fuck? Alright, let's try to get this down. Oh, shit! Whoa, that was close. Holy crap. I was inches away from disaster. There we go. Secret tape. Yes, this is my song, Collapse of an Empire. It's my personal favorite track off of World of Darkness. But sadly, no one listened to this song, which sucks. Okay, someone says, aren't Nintendo exclusive GTAs in general, like Chinatown Wars, obscure because of what Dude Bro GTA fans think of Nintendo? Well, I think you might be getting the wrong impression, because I kind of over-exaggerated the lack of overlap between GTA and Nintendo fans. I mean, it's not as bad as, let's say, Nintendo versus COD was back in the 2010s, but... Well, here's the thing, Chinatown Wars was not a Nintendo exclusive. It also had a PlayStation Portable version, which I think is the superior version. It's just that I think people were more into GTA 4. Like, they thought a portable GTA game, you know, couldn't be all that great. And also, Chinatown Wars was not heavily advertised, so it failed on that reasoning alone. Because Rockstar Games treated it like an afterthought. Anything that isn't a mainline GTA game, like the spin-offs, they don't get advertised nearly enough. And then there's also just what you said earlier, like, I think some people thought, since this is on the Nintendo DS, like, it can't be as good and it's gonna be censored, but it really wasn't. In general, I think the gaming community needs to reevaluate Chinatown Wars, because it is an underrated gem like no other. Alright, I'm gonna go to Venice Beach. Ah, beautiful sunny California. Kyoto asked, do I think Chinatown Wars could hold up story-wise? Unfortunately, no. The story in that game is good, but not great. I think what holds up about Chinatown Wars is its arcadey gameplay. That's where it really excels. Ah, you discovered my channel through my reviews. That's pretty cool. I don't know why, but that Chinatown Wars review is like the only review I made that actually got views. The rest of them flopped like shit, you know? Which I think is a shame, because YouTube audiences don't like to give new things a try. And also, the algorithm tends to censor things that are different. Maybe blacklist is a better kind of term, but I noticed that anything I make that isn't a rant, God, it doesn't do well. Come on, I need to get the last letter. Alright, so, here we go, let's get it. There we go, we got skate. Because if we didn't get the E, we would have scat, and scat is the last kind of thing we want. Now, if you excuse me for a second, I need to... Now we're gonna play songs from the Digital Age, which is my debut album. I've already played all the songs on World of Darkness, so here it goes. Just give me a second. Personally, I don't think this is my best album because it's not as metal as World of Darkness. Alright. Alright. But as I was saying, now what's cool about this album is that some of the songs I actually started producing all the way back in, like, 2015, but I had to make some edits when I was producing songs from the Digital Age back in 2018, 2019. So yes, I've actually been producing music since like 2014, but it was not the same as it is now. Because back in 2014, I was not a metalhead. I was into indie music, if you could believe that. I still like some indie music, but I'm a metalhead now, and a lot of my music falls under that kind of genre. Yeah, back in 2014, I was like 16 years old, so I was a... actually, let me take that back. I've actually produced music as early as 2012, but it was not very good back then. I might leak some of that stuff, if anyone's interested. I hate the goals on this level so much. They're so fucking annoying. Ah yes, here's my song, Death by Boredom. Kind of a genty sounding song. This is one of my favorites off of Songs in the Digital Age. One of the heaviest songs I've made. Have I ever listened to Tame Impala? Yeah, I have. I like their music quite a bit. Fuck off, you FGTV fanboy. Oh, God. Should I ban you, or should I put you in timeout? Well, I'm gonna put you in timeout first. God, why do people still care about what I said about FGTV? I don't even like that video that much. Like, watch a different kind of video, man. But yeah, I got raided by an FGTV fan. I think that's just hilarious. Well, he might be a troll. That's why I only put him in timeout instead of banning him. If that person happens to be a troll, then I will apologize for that. I'm just so sorry about it. You know, the whole FGTV thing has been going on for way too long. I finally got fed up to the point where I disable the comments on that video. Okay, so that person was a UTTP member. I can't exactly explain what UTTP is, but, it's really... I don't know. I'm surprised it's still a thing. It's like mostly a group of little kids. But man, the whole FGTV video thing is like a bygone era for me, because that was the point where I reached my peak, and everything after that was just downhill. I remember one time I got like 1,000 subscribers over 24 hours, but the thing is, those subscribers they didn't stay. It's like they watched the video, thought I was cool, and then abandoned me. I know I've talked about that a lot, but that's the reason I had a downfall is because I never had a permanent fan base to begin with. Part of me just wishes I never made that FGTV video in the first place. Because it really wouldn't make a difference now. But yes, for those who still watch me routinely, I'm glad that you're here. About a week ago, I did a poll on Twitter where I asked what my next video should be. So I asked my fans what type of video it should be, whether it be a rant or a review. Surprisingly enough, more people voted for a review than a rant. But yes, to the UTTP member that I put on timeout, I'm sorry about that. I thought you were real. Ah, yes, here's my song, Forgotten Dreams. When I said earlier that I've been making music since, like, the mid-2010s, this is one of those songs. Because I originally made this back in, like, early 2015. And I wasn't even making videos back then. Hey, it's my boy Domino's Pizzerias. Glad to see you in the stream. What do I think of the Gacha Life community? I don't know anything about them. People always ask me about that, but I don't know anything about them. Philadelphia might just be the worst level in this game. It's weird because it got a remake in, like, Underground 2, but it didn't deserve one, because it's not good. Oh my god. Why are my ollies so low? Is this an emulator glitch? Like, I can't even reach that ledge which I need to lip slide. I think it's my emulator. Because I've noticed a multitude of glitches while playing this that I normally do not see. Like, my stats are nearly maxed out and I can't reach that. Pig Bucket says the only Tony Hawk games he's played is Underground 2 and the dreaded Pro Skater 5. Wow, you have seen opposite ends of the spectrum, my friend, because one's a masterpiece, in my opinion, the second or third best Tony Hawk game, and the other one is, well, the worst, or one of the worst, at least. Now, obviously, what I mean is, Pro Skater 5 is bad and Underground 2 is good. In case people don't understand, I think someone might be getting the wrong impression by what I just said. What is my favorite gaming console? I'd have to say PS1 and PS2. I never had a PS2 as a kid, but I did play it a lot at my friend's house. Oh god, it's so fucking hard to reach this ledge. I don't remember it being this hard on console. Just look at how low my ollies are. I'm going up a fucking ledge and... whatever. Good way to rack up points is by doing the bench gap over and over and over again. There we go. We unlock the secret part of this level, which is much better than the actual main area. The main area is boring, but this secret part is really cool. For whatever reason, that just feels backwards to me, you know? Like, normally the secret areas are something that's kind of boring and just meh. But the secret area in this level should have been the main level, in my opinion, because it's great. Ah yes, we gotta blunt slide the awning. I remember it being a lip slide, but my memory's not so good. Now, I don't know how to do it. I think this is how you do it. Nope. It's the other way around, isn't it? Some sort of double tap trick. There we go. The only problem is, I'm very certain the physics are glitched. Either that or my memory's not serving me well. Like, I'm just barely missing it. Oh, crap. In my opinion, they should have put that ledge lower. There we go. Yes. This is a cumbersome level to complete. Just not very enjoyable, in my opinion. There are UTTP groups that praise Hitler and whatnot. Well, you shouldn't be surprised by that. There are quite a few people on the internet like that. Like, here on the internet, you can say something like, Hitler was a horrible person, and you'll get at least a few people who will try to disprove you, as if though somehow a mass-murdering dictator was a great man. Domino's asks me what's my favorite video on my channel. I don't know. Some of my favorites would include the Gran Turismo 2 review and the kids channels, bad YouTubers. Now we gotta find a way to get up to that, balcony. The funny thing is, in the later games, you can get off your board and practically climb up there, but the physics in this are slower and, I guess you could say, more realistic. Ugh. I hate this level. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I get it. This is a classic game and all that, but this level is shit. Well, half of it is, at least. Let me see if I can at least get the scat letters. Scatboarding. It just makes me wonder, like, what is the appeal of, like, scat the fetish? I've talked about that a lot on my channel, but I really don't get it. And if you don't know what scat is, or what I'm referring to, it's basically a fetish for poop. Ugh! Goddamn physics. Ah. Even the music isn't helping me. God damn. Ah! Why won't you fucking go up into the air? Ah, come on. Oh, God. Shit like this is why I consider this to be not a very good level. Even in, like, the grand scheme of, like, Tony Hawk levels, I mean, it's far from the worst in the entire series, but shit like this just puts me off from it. And I think even as a kid I hated this one. I clearly need to upgrade my stats or something. But yes, the physics in this game aren't as good as, let's say, Pro Skater 3 or Underground. They clearly improved the physics. Yes, they made them less realistic, but that made the game more fun. You see, I'm aiming to complete this game. Any future plans for my channel? Well, I don't know. I'm kind of busy at the moment with, like, work and stuff, but I might just quit my job because it's so terrible. I got my stimulus check, so that might hold me over until I can get a new one, but I don't know. Never talked about my job that much on the streams, but it's fucking terrible because, like, every other day I get yelled at by the managers or just straight up mocked. For no real reason. So, because of that, I'm thinking, like, maybe I should just quit my job, find a new one. I have a friend who's kind of in a similar position to me, where he just hates his job and wants to find a new one. And for the record, I'm not going to mention what my job is, because, you know, giving out your personal information and stuff, not a good idea on the internet. But because of my job, I'm within, like, time constraints, you know? I have to spend, at most, a couple of hours producing a video a day unless I have a day off. And when I have a day off, I like to spend that playing video games for the most part, not editing. So it's just kind of a bad situation for my content in general, you know? I know now it's kind of hard to get a job right now, but hopefully there's a place that, you know, will hire me with relative ease. I remember when I was looking for a job back last year, I spent the previous year, half of it, just looking for a job, and no one would hire me because I had no experience. I only worked like a flower shop for 3 days before my current job, so it was hard to get hired. I was getting turned down everywhere. But hopefully after me working for, like, my job at, like, about 8 months at this point, someone will hire me. Hopefully I can get better hours, better pay even. And, you know, the thing is, I'd love to, like, make money off of my channel through Patreon, but since I don't have very many fans, that wouldn't work out. I still do have a Patreon, but I have not used it in a while, so, like, no one's donating to me. But I might bring that back out in the future. Well, I think I might just give up on the career mode right now. I've made it most of the way through the game. That is because I haven't got enough money for the boring. So I might as well turn to what I think is the best part of this game. It introduced Create a Park, or Park Editor as it's called, where you can create your own park. Now, back in 2000, you know, when I was a wee little lad, I thought this was revolutionary. This was basically my Minecraft. So, for example, I can make almost anything. I can build a half pipe. I can set up some stairs, make some street spots. Like this. Although they'd work better in a skate game than a Tony Hawk game. And most importantly, I can set up punji pits. Now what I'm going to do is make a skate park entirely of punji pits. As a kid, I thought this was just a hilarious thing to do. You see, the entire park is made of punji pits, so your character would continuously fall into them over and over again. Alright, now here's our skate park of death. Alright, someone keeps asking me if I remember this dude named DWizScat. If you don't know who that is, that's some scat fetish dude on the internet who showed his ass shitting. And his ass was hairy as a fucking gorilla, so it's like a double dosage of fucking disgusting. But, as I was saying, skate park of death. I'm gonna save this to my memory card. Yeah, I should probably re-upload my DWizScat video or something, because I don't have it on my channel anymore. It's private, so none of y'all can see it. But also, this game has pre-made parks, which are made by the developers themselves. And what's really cool about this is that there's actually a remake of the Chicago level from Pro Skater 1 in here, but it's made with the park editor. And you are looking at it right now. And I never realized this until years after I first played this. But it is really neat that you can remake a level from Pro Skater 1 in the park editor. Yeah, and the gaps have weird fucking names. DJ Catchem Aussie Hookup. Like, they don't really make much sense. Feckwit Gap. Like, you can tell the developers had fun with this. Now, obviously, as a kid, I used to make a bunch of them. I actually have a memory card with some of them still on here, but, like, this is an emulator, so I don't have them. But if I could capture footage from my PS2, I could show you my original parks that I made when I was 8. Feckwit. Yeah, they got the F word through this game, but in the Irish variety of it. Supposedly Irish people pronounce fuck like feck, which I don't get. I do not hear that. Yes, but maybe we should check out a couple other parks. One of my favorite custom pre-made parks is, it's called Did it. Did it. Did it, did it, did it, did it. Or DDT. But I like to call it did it. What's cool is you can change the theme, and the objects in the park get recolored. As a kid, I thought that was cool because it makes it look completely different. Did it, did it, did it, did it, did it. Now, the Create a Park feature has been in every game from, like, Pro Skater 2 up to... No, actually, it's been up from Pro Skater 2 to American Wasteland, but for some reason, like, the pre-made parks on those games were much worse, and there were far fewer pre-made parks. It seems like they were kind of treating it like an afterthought at that point, but with this game, these pre-made parks are genuinely good. Some of them hold up even to the levels in the game. Like, this one here, did it, is better than that Philadelphia level that I was on earlier. By quite a bit. And honestly, I just think that this Create a Park feature doesn't get enough appreciation. Whenever I see this game being reviewed, like, I don't see many people bringing up this feature. They'll just mention it and then move on, but to me, I could make an entire review based off of this mode because it is an important part of my childhood. This game just inspires limitless creativity. Yes, but I think that might just be it for the game so far. So I'm going to give some parting shots before I end this stream. Because I think I have something to show you. It's a minor little thing, but still, you might want to see it. So, anyways, I have an upcoming review of Grand Theft Auto Advance coming tomorrow at 5 p.m. That is in Central Standard Time, of course. I've been wanting to review this game for so long because it seems like no one ever talks about this. This game is very, very obscure, so finding reviews on it, there are a couple, but they aren't necessarily noteworthy. And another thing of interest is, in this review, this game chugs. It chugs harder than me after a long, stressful day at work. Yes, you get to see my face on camera once again, and I am getting drunk. Just thought that was interesting. So, look forward to my GTA Advance review sometime around tomorrow. But as for now, I have got to go and do things, so I'll see you guys tomorrow in my next review. So be sure to look forward to that. I'll see you guys next time.